Hey friends, Hattie here with Happy Hour with Honeybee Stampers. I hope you guys are having a great day. It is Wednesday, December 29th. Oh my gosh, November 29th. I'm skipping ahead a month. I don't want to do that. But I am here for our Facebook Live, and I was running a little bit late today. I had my little guy with me, and we were doing an exchange, and it took a little bit longer than I had planned. So I'm glad you guys were able to join me today. I've got a really fun card for you. Actually, should have had it out for you already so you could see it. We're going to be doing this cute fun fold here. And I wanted to take this as an opportunity to introduce the last Christmas Card Club. So those of you who are familiar with Christmas Card Club or have been participating in it, you know that we were going to do Oh Holy Night. However, a lot of the elements of the Oh Holy Night suite sold out. And so we just felt like we would be able to do it justice the way we wanted to. If you come to Sweet and Simple Card Class in December, it's on the 16th of December, you will be able to do a card featuring the Oh Holy Night suite with me here. But our next holiday card or Christmas card club is actually going to be featuring a different bundle of products. We're going to be using the Wishes All Around stamp set and dies. And there are the dies there. Here's the stamp set, here's the dies, and then I'm going to show you the paper in just a second here. Let me grab it. You'll get half a pack of this paper. This paper is so pretty. It's not part of this suite. It's actually part of a different suite. It is part of, here it is, the Winter Meadow suite. So we're going to be doing this paper right here. It's such pretty paper, and it's very rare that paper carries over, but as far as I know, this paper is actually carrying over into the next catalog. And so here are some of the patterns that you can see. There's that side. I actually cut these down to 6 by 12 just to make it a little bit easier, especially for shipping. So there's this one, let me flip that over. And then this one. This one's so amazing. I love this pattern here. And then there's the other side. So you're going to get half a pack of this paper, this designer series paper. You will also get the festive pearls and a full bolt of this silver and white ribbon. So that's part of the last Christmas card club that Alana and I are doing. And I wanted to introduce that by sharing with you this sweet little card here featuring the stamps from this stamp set and then the paper. And this paper, it's so hard to pick which one I wanted to feature today because it's all so pretty. Hi, Crystal. I love this paper too. Isn't it gorgeous? I'm so excited that we're going to be able to be playing with it for a lot longer than we had. So let's jump into this card. So like I said earlier, this is a fun fold card. And if you took my, let me think here, I think it was my last stamp camp that I did with my friend Brenda. We designed with a different suite of products, but I did this fun fold. And so I'm going to show you that card too. So you can see that you could take this fun fold and just recreate all different types of cards with it, just using the same measurements and layout. Speaking of measurements, I will give you the measurements as we go because I'm actually going to cut it from start to finish with you guys today. And I need this here. But if you are, don't worry, if you're on my email list, you will get an email with the measurements, okay? All spelled out for you and the product that I used. So here is the card. Hi, Franny. And I decided I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to do a different color for the base. So this paper right here has what looks like Lost Lagoon in there. And it says Pebbled Path, but Pebbled Path is kind of a darker gray. And this, to me, looked more of a gray granite. It didn't have it listed, but I found that that matched really well, so we're going to go with that. But okay, so we're going to switch it up, and we're going to do the Lost Lagoon paper this time for this card. So I'm taking an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock. This is how our cardstock comes in this size here. You can also get some of it 12 by 12, but usually this is the pack that I start with. And I'm going to cut it down to 5.5. Let me make sure I'm in the screen there. Okay, 5.5. And then it would be 8.5, right? Yeah. Okay, and then I'm going to take it and score it at 4 1/4. If you guys do like this video and you want to share it with your friends, I would more than appreciate that. There we go. Just hit share, like, comment, all the things. We just scored it in half, just like that. Now we're going to do a little bit of cutting. This fun fold is super simple. And I love this paper trimmer because it has the numbers on this side as well. And it has them on the bottom and on the top. It has them on the ruler, so you cannot go wrong. So let's go to 1 1/4 of an inch on the right hand side. So right there, I'm lining it up right here at 1 1/4. And then I'm gonna take my cutting blade, and there's these little slashes down the side, or these indentations here, that indicate where the blade is so that you can see and you can line it up. I'm gonna line it up with my score line right here, and I'm gonna press down, oops, press down, and then slide to the end of the card so that we've got this here. Okay, now we're going to do the same on this side, and I could simply flip it over like this, but I don't do it that way only because it does kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's a really smooth cut on this side, it looks like, and then on this side it just gives it a little bit of a rougher look, and I don't want that on the front of my card. So what I'll do, so I had it like this and I cut it up, right? I'm going to turn it this way, and you can even just move it over to the 1, let's see here, 1 1/4 I said, over to 1 1/4. And because of these trusty little marks right there on the side of your cutting tool, you can line it up with the score line again. And instead of going up, I'm gonna go straight down. Okay, hopefully that made sense. And now we've got this look here. And that's pretty much it for the fun fold. And let me go ahead and burnish my score lines. There we go. Just like that. We are gonna need one more strip that's gonna go across here. And let me grab that. I have an extra piece laying around, I do. Okay, so you're gonna want this one to be 5 1/2 inches. This is gonna go all the way across the front of the card. Oops, that's my scoring tool. So 5 1/2 inches right there. And then I'm gonna cut it down. And honestly, you could do it at this width if you wanted to, but I'm actually gonna cut it down to 3/4. I feel like that is a really good measure, it's a good width for this type of band that I wanna do across my card. Okay, I see that my cardstock is a little bit bent and it doesn't wanna cooperate with me. Let me do it this way, maybe it'll lay a little better. Okay, line up and be still. There we go. Okay, now we're gonna cut that. Oops. Try that again. I was just bragging about this paper trimmer, and honestly, it is really great. it's the user error. Okay, there we go. Good enough. But you can see that my cardstock started a little bent, and I think that threw me off. So here's our strip here, and you can actually, when you go to put it on the card, you're gonna put it like this. And you can leave it as is, but I did want to introduce a really cool tool. I think this one's retiring. Let me just double check. It is the, oh, it's over in the annual catalog, so never mind. I thought it was a holiday mini. It's not, it's available. It'll be available for the next year. Okay, so you've got 3 different embossing styles here. And I did this one for my main card. I'm gonna switch it up again. And so I'm gonna go down to this one here, and I'm gonna emboss these little stripes. I just think it looks cool, makes it a little bit different, adds some texture to the card. So this is one of our but our smaller embossing folders. And it's also not a 3D embossing folder. So you have to do a different sandwich when you're rolling it through the embossing machine. Oops, let me bring that in. So here's our cut and emboss machine. And if you're looking at this plate right here, it gives you the instructions. So if I was using dies, which I'm not right now, I would follow this sandwich here. But because I'm using standard embossing folders, not a 3D, the 3D are the thicker embossing folders that give a very deep, multi-layered impression. This is just kind of a standard one. So I'm going to use plate 1, which is this one here, and then 2 plate 3s. So pay attention to your sandwiches so that you can get the best end result. Okay, So here's a plate number 3, which is also our cutting plate. And then I'm going to put my embossing folder with my paper in there down, and then the top plate, and run this through. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to get this really cool embossed look. I love that. I love the look. And so this is kind of, both sides work. You can decide which side you prefer. Some of the embossing folders, both sides don't work, but a lot of them they do. So you just kind of have to pay attention to that. Okay, so we've got the big components done here. Now we're going to go ahead and cut our designer series paper. So this is the designer series paper I chose to use this time. I love this look. So the paper is actually 12 by 12, but like I mentioned earlier, I do cut it down to 6 by 6, especially for shipping, and then sometimes just to kind of be able to manage. We're going to want to cut our DSP, and we're using both sides of this designer series paper. So this side in the middle and then the back side on each side. So we're going to start with cutting this down to 4 inches, and it is directional. So what I mean by that is these are just kind of like watercolor looking trees. So you want to make sure that you're cutting it this way at 4 inches. So you're cutting this way at 4 inches, okay? So there's the 4-inch mark. Otherwise your trees would be sideways. And then we are going to cut, the centerpiece is going to be, let me think here. I think it was 2 3/4. Again, I'm going to have all the measurements listed for you in the email, so make sure you're an email subscriber. And the replay for this video will be in there too. So 2 3/4 there. And then we need 2 more, actually 4 more, at 1, are we doing 1 inch? No, let's do, yeah, at 1 inch. So we'll do 4 inches by 1 inch. There's that. And the reason I'm doing 4 is because I'm going to put some on the inside of the card. There we go. And actually, yeah, we'll keep it at 1. I was going to say you could probably cut this one, just cut this one in half if you wanted to. We'll just keep it at 1 inch. We'll go with that. Okay, so I'm going to need one more 1 inch piece. There we go. I'm going to keep kind of crafting, and then I'll stop and look at comments a little bit later because I can get thrown off pretty easily when I'm looking at comments and stamping. All right, so there we go. There's this, and these pieces are going to be the other side. Okay, so you guys see how this is coming together. We're also going to have a piece on the inside, so you're going to want to cut a piece on the inside that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4, so kind of a typical layer that I would do. And then I did already cut these out for today's video. Both of these are from the annual catalog. So this is one that I go to so often, and I'll actually link it in my email so you guys can see which die this is. And then this one's from He's the Man, I believe. This is an annual catalog. They both are in the annual catalog. So don't miss those. They're fantastic. Okay, now that we've got all our pieces, let's do a little stamping, and then we're going to assemble. So we're going to take this little circle that's got this really pretty decorative edge to it. And it even has like an embossed circle. So it just really frames your sentiment really well. And let's see here. Do I want to do... Okay, I'm going to mix it all the way up. We're going to go ahead and stamp this in gray granite instead of the Lost Lagoon, even though I like the way that looks. So this is a red rubber stamp versus photopolymer where you can see right through it. I hope I clean this. We might have a Lost Lagoon / gray granite sentiment. All right, clean that. Ink this up. When you're working with red rubber stamps, ideally you would actually stamp first and then die cut because you can't see exactly where the stamp is going to end. I think that looks great. I got lucky there, so we'll leave that as is, but it's easier to do it the other way around. All right, that's pretty much all the stamping we're doing. You guys, I tell you, I am a simple stamper. All right, we're gonna bring these pieces in, and I'm gonna go ahead and add the designer series paper to the center panel. This is definitely different. Okay, I'm gonna try to match these up a little bit more. Yeah. And then you guys will have to vote which style do you like better, which background do you like better, the Lost Lagoon card base or the gray granite when it's all said and done. Let's put this one on. We've had a really busy week already. It's only Wednesday here at Honeybee Stampers Studio. I'm going to share with you guys some projects that we've kind of worked on this week, and I'm excited about that. I'll be out of the office at the end of the week this week, working on some planning and having some fun with my little family too. All right, and we're going to add these. This is the inside of the card, and I'm just going to add this all the way to the end, or the edge of that card there. And then if you cut too much, you could always trim it off, or if it doesn't line up, I should say. And we're going to do the same here. Okay. Oopsie. I didn't line that up very well. I'll have to get that later. Well, let me get it now. Sometimes if you put it cardstock down and you're not happy with it, if you can jimmy a bone folder underneath it before it sets completely, you can kind of lift it up and get it to lay flat for you. Okay, so that's much better. And then for this one right here, I am going to take our die cut and our silver ribbon. So this ribbon, oh my goodness, is it gorgeous. We use this ribbon for our team meeting, make and takes. And so if you're on my team and you got these as part of your make and take kit, it's beautiful. Use it. You're going to use a lot of it. It's just the nicest ribbon. It's sheer, it's gorgeous. And then we're going to thread this through. Now, for this card, I threaded the ribbon down and then back up on this side. I'm going to do it opposite for the card that we're doing now, just to kind of see how that looks. And I'm going to thread it coming up through that hole and then over, just so that we have just even another layer to look at to see how it looks. Okay, let's see. Okay, and I just need just enough so that it kind of is like a faux bow. Let me see which side I want up. I think I'm going to have the smaller diagonals up. So we're just going to add some adhesive on that side. And then I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to glue this middle part down just yet because I want to make sure that it's centered on my card. So let's take this ribbon, it's not wanting to work with me, and fold it over so it catches on that adhesive. And we're going to do the same on this side. Pull it kind of taut, but not too tight. And cut off the edge here. And then we're going to fold this down. I need this a little bit tighter. Okay. I'm concentrating here. Okay, there. That works. It feels a little loosey-goosey, but I'll tighten it up in just a minute. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this back. Okay, sorry, I forgot to turn on my Do Not Disturb. I got a phone call that came in. Sometimes that mutes me. And then it said my connection was poor. So I'm going to keep going, and you guys will have to tell me if I'm muted. I hope not. Okay, so I'm going to take these dimensionals here, and I'm going to add them to the back of the strip. Now, you don't want the dimensionals to go too far in the middle because you only want the dimensionals to land on this strip right here, okay? So we'll do 2 there, and then let's do 2 on this side. And I'm kind of having the dimensionals do double work for me in that I'm wanting them to kind of hold the ribbon down as well. Okay, now we can take our backings off. Okay, I'm going to stick this right here. And then this one over here. Ooh, I cut that. I cut this. Either I cut this too long, or when I ran it through the embossing folder, it really spread it out. Oh, good. Thank you, Franny. I'm glad you can still hear me. Okay, so you can see here that I'm way over. Let me fix that because that's not gonna work for me. So I'm gonna show you, I am like the queen of fixing mistakes. I'm always doing something that I need to rearrange. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off, cut that. I'm going to kind of put it right there, and I'm gonna trim off the end here. There. And now, let's bring this back in. This card was supposed to be really easy. When you guys do it yourself, you're gonna find that it is easy, I promise. Okay, so there we go. Now you can see how this is a little askew, and that's why I didn't want to tack it down just yet. I wanted to make sure that I can move it on that ribbon until it's centered. So I'm gonna put it right there, and I think I'm gonna use dimensionals here as well. I'm just using a ton of dimensionals. So I'm gonna put one right there. Okay, make sure that's centered. I honestly could have gone up a little bit with this card too, with this strip. I should have, but that's all right. Kind of learned from my mistake there. And then I'm gonna put a dimensional over on this side and tack that down. Okay, this card is coming together. I feel like this strip, because the paper was bent originally, and then I ran it through the die cutting machine, it made it a little bit not as strong as this one is. But kind of take note of that as well. Let's find our sentiment. And I love this. Now, whenever something is just so stark white or very just plain, very vanilla, and there's something missing, I like to try to grab a marker and just do a tiny splatter if I can. So I just want to splatter a little bit there, a little bit there, maybe a little bit there. And somehow that just fills in the white space. And it makes it look fancier, in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna put this on. Let's grab our dimensionals. I can't wait for you guys to try this fun fold. I love this fun fold. It's one of my faves. I don't know if these will hold on that ribbon or not, but we'll put some there too, why not? And like I said, I did a stamp camp where I did all fun folds. So I designed like 5 different fun folds, potentially 7, I can't remember. I know 5 for sure, and I loved those cards. I've actually never shared them publicly, so I'll have to go back in and grab those. Okay, you can see that I definitely need to move this up because look how it's like sticking out the bottom there. All right, so that's gonna be, I'll work on that another time. So there's that. Now the inside, you're just gonna layer this piece. Inside the card here. Okay. And you could obviously do some stamping in here, but like, look how great that looks together, right? You've got these DSPs on the other side. You've got a little bit of white showing there. And then you've got this second layer here. And then of course you want to embellish. So you're going to get a full pack of these festive pearls if you decide to do the last Christmas card club for the year. And so I'm going to just grab a couple of these blue ones. We've got silver ones too. So there's silver in this pack. That would look really good, especially since we've got the silver ribbon. Let me go ahead and I'm going to pop these off and do silver. Now that I'm talking about that. Okay. Okay, so here is, let me see if I have one open. Nope, I pretty much used a lot of the silver. If you guys remember the angel card that we did for Sweet and Simple and for Stamp Camp, we used the silver little gems for that. So let's get this one. I really like the silver on this. There. I'll do one down here. And then we'll do one up. I did one up here last time, so we'll just do that again. Okay, so I'll definitely be shifting this whole thing up. Thank you, Crystal. I'm glad you like that. This is a great fun fold card. I'm going to show you another project that I did with this. So you guys will have to tell me, do you like the gray granite version, or do you prefer the Lost Lagoon version? They both look great to me. I just think that it pulls like this definitely pulls that gray coloring through. And then this one really highlights the Lost Lagoon. I just think that that's so cute. So let me show you the card I did originally that inspired me. So it was this one here. This features some annual catalog stuff. There we go. So another fun fold. I mean, you could just do a bunch of them. I really honestly could have taken this paper and done several different combinations. So let's see. Let me actually see what else would look really good together. So any of these, you could have done a card with these two together, right, as a combo. Obviously, I did this one. You could do, let's see if this matches. That matches pretty well. You could do those two together. Oh my gosh. You could do these two together. Oh, I think I'm going to have to sit down and do this. This one, I don't know. That doesn't pop enough for me. Maybe it would look good. It would pull some more gray through here. I love this. I just love this one. I wouldn't do this one. No, I wouldn't do this as one of those fun folds because it's just not cute enough. Maybe this part as the centerpiece and then bring in a different, let's see here. Yeah, that's too monochromatic for me. I don't know, maybe it would work. Anyways, this paper is an awesome paper pack. So you would get a half a pack. This is only a quarter of a pack. You get a half a pack of that paper, and then you would get enough to make 8 cards. I designed 2, and Alana designs 2. And yeah, it's a great option. So there's this. And then I want to show you, we had Christmas Card Club last night. And so same concept, but different suite of products. So these were the projects from Christmas Card Club. And I actually have 2 of these kits left. So if you're interested in it, it's just $40 to have it shipped, and you get product, like $20 in product included, plus 8 cards. You cannot beat that. And then on Monday, my new sweet friend, Laura, she invited her friends to come. And so her friends from Westside Baptist Church, they came and did a private workshop. And so they created these really cute and simple cards like this. Okay, and this is kind of you guys probably remember this from last year. So they created these simple cards, and it was a private workshop, so a different style. It's where everybody's doing the cards together, and I have an opportunity to teach, especially because almost everybody, except for Martha, was brand new to stamping. So, well, there was one other lady who had stamped like a long time ago. She had made her Christmas cards. So that's really cool. But I'm really loving doing the private workshops. I love doing them. They're so much fun. And I will definitely be blocking out my schedule for next year to host more private workshops. So if you and your friends wanted to come together and come to the studio, and I could do private workshops online in an online forum too. We would do it through Zoom with you and your friends. And you would be the hostess. So reach out to me, and I'll definitely be sharing more about that. But let me show you one other card. So this is from Sweet and Simple for last month. And we used some of the paper here. And this is the stamp set that actually coordinates or came as part of that suite of products. So remember, we're using a completely different bundle for Christmas Card Club and a different pack of paper. So Winter Meadow Suite. So this is all retiring. Well, this is carrying over. This paper has sold out. This ribbon's carrying over. This Magical Meadow, this one is retiring, and that's what I used. It's a really great distinctive stamp set. I used that, and what a great sentiment there. But I wanted to show you this paper. That's the paper that we'll be using. We'll be using all this paper, but we're combining it with this bundle here. So wishes all around. And the other really awesome thing about our card club is if you are long distance and you're getting this shipped to you and you want this bundle, you will actually get it at cost. So you don't have to pay shipping and you don't have to pay tax on the bundles when you add those onto your card club. So you're going to be saving quite a bit there because shipping and tax is like really getting up there. And then this will even be a little bit cheaper because it's on sale. So we'll get that worked out for you if that's something you're interested in. All right, so there's that. And is there anything else I wanted to share with you? I don't think so. Thank you guys for tuning in. You'll have to vote. Make sure you vote and tell me which card did you like better. Don't forget, envision this band up just a little bit higher. And I can't wait to craft with you again next week. So tune in next Wednesday. I should be right on time at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I look forward to stamping with you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye-bye.